All right, I know a lot of people were waiting for this epic collection to come out, and now the Wolverine. Of course, this is probably the most famous Hulk issue because it introduces Wolverine, obviously. And so this covers Hulk number 179 to 200 and annual number 5, 1974 to 1976. You get some classic Hulk fights in here. Now, a lot of these are kind of retreads over the course of this, but you get some really, really clean art through here. It's still Herb Trimp, who has been doing the Hulk for the last several volumes of this. You got a nice little fight with the Wendigo at the beginning of this, which sets up later fights with Wolverine. And this is where it starts right at the beginning of this volume. So you get to read this origin of Weapon X right away through this Canadian Wendigo storyline. And it's Len Wein and Herb Trimp. And of course, then the Hulk eventually leaves Canada. And it's mostly one-shot sort of things. You get this thing, the shock return of the living dynamo. Yay. Zax, I think is how you pronounce that. Shows back up a character who hasn't been seen for a while. And, these are just the Hulk traveling and then the Hulk fighting and the Hulk traveling and the Hulk fighting. Now, there's a plot thread that runs through this. There's not really much that's going on personally with Bruce Banner through these issues so much. Except for he gets kidnapped again. Major Talbot was disappeared, and then something is in his brain that's not him now, even though he's back. And Betty's all sad, and we're trying to deal with this sort of situation through here. And you got some destruction of the Hulkbusters. Eventually, Sal Buscema takes over the Hulk and does a wonderful job on the art also. See the leader's back, and he's not on it yet. A lot of these are very, I'd say, just retread, forgettable stories. The Hulk's against the Mole Man again, that are kind of one-offs through here. This one was an odd one with this rainbow leader, who's kind of a cult leader. I guess they're dealing with that because that was kind of a popular topic in the 70s. And they're one-offs and they're kind of forgettable, and then the Hulk kind of just goes back out into his generic Hulk smash mode through the course of this. And so not too much really builds through here compared to most things. And there's Doc Samson returning to take down the Hulk once more. This was an interesting one with these with where Hulk gets involved in a homeless encampment. He actually this is one of the more interesting sort of one-off issues in here where he has to deal with them. Now, Abomination comes back. Like I said, it's a lot of retreads of just oh, this character's back. Now this character's back. And a lot of them you're like, I don't even remember that character. He goes down to Florida and deals with the man thing in the swamp. Of course, and it's okay. All this stuff is just it's very readable, but it's also very forgettable. This is an interesting one with Groot, of course, showing up. Yeah, because that's a very interesting character later, but right now not so much. So Hulk's dealing with all these aliens in this annual issue, and we're back to it. And we'll have a new direction with 200 starting pretty shortly, and that is the end of that. So as much as the Wolverine issue is interesting just for the history of it, this is it's okay. The art's pretty, it's clean, it's good all the way through. There's nothing bad about it. It's just nothing really super interesting developmentally for the character either. So I've got to give this a 7 out of 10 overall, which is just my enjoyable baseline. But that's about it. All right, leave a comment down below. Hit that like and subscribe button. We'll be back soon.